I'm excited to be here today. It's a little bit after 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm here with one of our fantastic champions from our first martial arts tournament online, and all the way from the United Kingdom is Georgia Abney. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm great. Thank you very much for inviting me, sir.
So did I say your last name right? Did I say that right?
Georgia Abney is how it's pronounced.
Okay, awesome. So Georgia, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been training?
So I started training in Taekwondo in primary school. My instructor came to do a little demonstration, and I went to the class and I was just like, wow, that's really cool. Trained consistently for about 8 years, and then my black belt was due to go on around the same time as my GCSEs, so I had a bit of a freak out and sort of quit without even telling my instructor, and I felt really bad. And then I had 5 years off, and I came back to training in November 2018, so just over a year and a half now, maybe. Oh, sorry, main road. Maybe about a year and a half ago, and I have been competing pretty consistently since, and my goal right now is to be the International Taekwondo Council Competitor of the Year, which is a league which actually closes at the end of this month, and I was using your competition to go towards that league.
Nice. So give me a little bit of history. How does that league work? So this is just based out of the United Kingdom, or how does that work?
The International Taekwondo Council, they are open to all types of Taekwondo, and they also support other martial artists, but the league itself is just for Taekwondo medals, I believe. They only accept patterns and sparring medals, although I've also won stuff for special technique and destruction. Those don't count. You can't submit medals that were for a tournament where it's just adults or just juniors, because they're not dividing by that. They're just doing everyone, and it's 3 points is a gold, 2 is a silver, and 1 is a bronze. So that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. Wow. So what did you think? So have you ever done any online tournaments before, or this was your first one?
Yours was my 10th.
Wow. You're like a seasoned veteran.
And trying to get it in. I sort of have nothing else to pass the time right now, although I have been learning bow staff. My normal instructor for Taekwondo is Mike Essien. He's from Essien Taekwondo in Bolton, where I'm from. But I've been sort of learning bow staff online since the lockdown started, and my instructor for that, I believe, is a karate instructor. He's called Andy Banks. He's really cool and lovely, although we haven't actually met in person yet.
So how do you think this whole online format for training and competitions, I mean, it's really a game changer, right?
It is. I've not competed in any international tournaments before. So my first one was the Virtual World Championships, which I believe we're doing 2 more competitions. And that was really cool to sort of get me into the flow of it. I'm a videographer by trade, so the idea of recording my patterns didn't necessarily daunt me, but I've always been more of a sparrer. Okay. Like I get most of my medals from sparring. I only placed in patterns twice, I think. Maybe, no wait. I only won in patterns twice before lockdown. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get my points for this? Because I was not in first by a long way when we locked down. I've definitely gotten better. I got a lot of feedback from some of the tournaments I've done before. Like some were like, oh, improve your posture. I've been messaging back and forth with my instructor so much, I've probably annoyed him with the amount of times I've been sending him videos to be like, so which is the best take? And I think I'm finally getting to a place where I'm really happy with it, not with all my patterns, but with like the one I submitted for you guys, Chung Mu, is my grade pattern. And I think I've got to like a reasonable standard with that where I'm happy. Definitely need to get better at Hwarang though.
Right. No, but that's awesome. I mean, like I said, even for us, this has been different. Now, for United Kingdom in your country, where are you guys doing phases as far as reopening, or what exactly is kind of going on in your country? What's the current status of the COVID-19? You know, what's going on there?
No one is happy with how it's been handled for a start. I'm not going to get into the political element of it because that's like a whole bombshell.
Yeah, of course.
Basically, all I'm concerned about is they've just started allowing video production to go forward if you can socially distance, whereas I'm like a single person crew, so that's not necessarily difficult for me, but high-end production where you've got hundreds of people passing by each other seconds, they're going to say they're socially distancing, but they actually aren't. And we are only just allowed to exercise with people outside of our household in the park if you socially distance, like within this week. So my instructor is actually running an outdoor class on Wednesday. I have no idea how many people are going to turn up. It's supposed to be one-on-one, but
Right.
no, the policing is very patchy.
So you guys then are similar because some of our states here in the U.S. have started to open up, on a gradual basis. So like even New Jersey, they just opened the beaches and some other things, and you're allowed to have certain groups of 25. Now, do you guys have to wear masks everywhere you go, or?
It's not been strict. I've seen a lot of people wearing masks and a lot of people wearing stuff that they think is functional, but definitely isn't. There's rumors that they're going to start forcing you to wear a face covering if you want to go on public transport or something.
Okay.
But no one seems to really know what's going on until the law's supposedly been in place for a week anyway.
Right. Oh my goodness. It's such a crazy time. I mean, even for us kind of switching to this platform, because we normally do a large, in-person tournament, which was actually the weekend that we did this. We do it down in Atlantic City. So, changing this, you're trying to get, different people to jump aboard, the bandwagon of doing online tournaments and stuff. But, we had a great turnout. We had competitors, obviously, internationally. You were one of them. We also had Barbados. We had a competitor from Canada. We had Australia. So, I mean, it's amazing with the online platform, you can just reach out to other people,
And I love getting to see the different styles people are taught, because like some of them I've seen are open and some are just Taekwondo, but even just from one country to another, you can almost see if they tell you to focus more on power or focus more on precision. I just love watching other people's entries, honestly.
Gives you something to do during this lockdown time, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what is your main focus at this point is getting ready for this championship, this overall championship that you're doing in the United Kingdom with the points and adding, and then is that going to basically take you to the remainder of 2020 year, or is there other things you have planned for the end of the year?
That league closes up in June, so that's going to be over. And then my next one after that, I'm due to go for my black belt in October. So I could have done it in April, but I was due to go to like multiple competitions on those weekends, but obviously then they started getting cancelled because that's when everyone started getting a bit wary about the virus and all that. So even if I had been meaning to do my grading, that probably wouldn't have happened. So October, hopefully black belt, considering by the time it gets to that point, I will have been a first cut for over 3,000 days, which I counted.
Wow.
So really ready to move up.
So you're one of those students. You got it all counted down. You know exactly what's going on.
I'm very analytical. Like even when I'm in a big person crew, I like to be the producer who does all the schedules and the organizing and stuff.
Right.
Like, big list. And then for the end of the year, I'm still doing tournaments. I need to save a bit more money because all the ones I've been entering for the league, I've sort of disregarded if I can actually afford it. And then there's one more thing. What is it? Yeah, I'd like to get my next chevron in bow staff, ideally.
Nice. Okay.
Because I would like to, I really love the idea of learning weapons. Like Taekwondo will always be my main like foundation because I'm a big kicker.
Yeah.
But I want to learn kama, nunchucks, what was it? Sai. And then also I'm considering learning a spear because I was looking into sort of the traditional Korean weapons because a lot of the stuff I want to learn is like Japanesey, Chinesey sort of history. And they seem to be really big on ranged weapons like spears and bows and arrows because of like the way the land is, it was really helpful to their like battles. So that's sort of stuff.
Right. Oh, wow. Well, it's interesting to see that, you're a Korean stylist. We did get some feedback from the event, and this first one we did was kind of more open. We did have traditional, we had open, but I think we're actually going to look to do another event in another 2 months, and it's just going to be traditional. We're going to have a Korean, because I'm actually Korean style as well. Yeah. So I think that's what we're going to have to do. So I'm listening to you, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, interesting. Well, let me ask you. So in your opinion, as far as where you're at, what do you think are the primary systems that a lot of people do in the United Kingdom? Because there might be some viewers that I have from the US or maybe other countries, they've never been to the United Kingdom, they don't know much about it. So as far as the martial arts structure there, what would you say are like maybe the 5 top styles in the United Kingdom?
Well, there's always karate because like people see you doing martial arts. Even when I was practicing in the park, like you can't go out with someone making a hiya noise or like, hey, look, he's doing karate. And I'm like, I'm actually not. Because, just because Karate Kid and all that culture and stuff, it's the one people go to for martial arts. Taekwondo is getting increasingly popular. and I've noticed it's got a higher women to men ratio. It's like a more even. I have a theory behind that, like because we do kicks, women are more like flexible in the hips because of how the biology is, but I have no scientific backing for that theory. But jiu-jitsu is another one. I know someone who runs a jiu-jitsu club who's married to my college instructor, and I've seen like a lot of popular stuff coming out of that. I don't know about other popular ones. Tang Soo Do is getting more grass because I'm seeing a lot more people, like just from entering these competitions, I'm seeing a lot of Tang Soo Do practitioners.
Right.
Is that 4 or 5?
I think you're at 4. No, but that's perfect. It's funny you said that because I actually know a couple clubs in the United Kingdom that practice Tang Soo Do. That's actually what's my main system. And then now for Taekwondo, is it WTF, ITF? Is it something different? You know,
I train ITF. I believe it's
right.
style.
Okay.
I have met some WTF practitioners, although they call it WT now because they learned what the internet is, and you know, and they call it WT. And I think it's really good athleticism. But personally, I don't believe they're very similar as martial arts.
Right? You know? No, totally different.
Yeah, because like it's more about the spinning. Like in the Olympics, you get more points if you do a spinning head kick, and you're not allowed to punch a subsequent number of times.
Right.
And when I'm sparring,
I think it's a good. The ITF sparring is a pretty close. It resembles a lot of point sparring here we would see in the US, I would think.
Yeah, it's considered ITF is considered the more traditional one, and WT is considered the more sporty one.
Right. With the Hogu sparring. Yep. So, oh my goodness. Well, again, so Giorgio, how was your experience with our online event? You know, every event is trying to do something. We try to give you guys feedback as far as online and post the results, and then obviously having this opportunity to interview you as a winner. You know, would you suggest online tournaments to other practitioners at this time?
Yeah, definitely. It's really fun. I've seen it done a few ways. One that I don't like is when they are doing the live stream videos, because for a start, I don't have room in my house to film properly, so I have to go out, so I can't get Wi-Fi outside, and I don't know if the data would work, and I'd use it all up, and then obviously you don't know if your internet's going to crash halfway through a pattern. I haven't done one of those yet, but I don't like the idea of it. I like the ones where you can submit a video from within like maybe a 2-week period, which I believe is what you guys did. So like some ask for evidence, like hold the the paper up for the screen. Some people just trust you. One I did was, are you aware of Sport Data, the website?
Heard of it? Yeah, heard of it. Yes.
Okay, it's very complicated to learn. But what they did is ITF Deutschland, which is the German one. They held a competition where they gave you a code every day, so you had to film the video on that day and then upload the video. And then if you won that bracket, you moved to the next bracket, and then you got a new code, new video. I got bronze in that one. I'm pretty sure my division was just me and a bunch of German women. They even did a conference, and they were like, oh, we're gonna hold it in English because we have some people from the UK, and I was the only person from the UK. And I was like, sorry guys. Like I did quite well in German at school, but I could not follow along if they did that.
Oh my goodness. Well, and let me ask you, you know, we've even been talking here, I think that we're going to integrate once you could do the live in-person tournaments. I actually am thinking, which other promoters have talked about, is integrating some virtual events. So maybe, you know, the week before you can upload to certain events and compete virtually and still compete, you know, in person. So that's something I think
a good idea to, like, because I know some people who were due to enter competitions and then like the day before they got injured. So it would be a way for them to not feel like they completely missed out.
Right. Exactly. So, well, Georgia, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. So if we have the viewers watching, so if anybody needs to get anything done in the United Kingdom, they should reach out to you, right?
Yes, please. Oh, and I feel the need to point something out before we finish. If that's okay.
Yeah.
You've been saying my division was at 30 plus, where I'm actually 22. It ended up
right.
So
I'll tell everybody. So what we ended up doing was, and that was my problem, we combined. So actually she was in the 18 to 29, and then we had the 30 and above. So we ended up combining exactly.
Not just a really good moisturizer.
No. Well, I think everybody was going to start reaching out to you to find out if you were selling some type of youth potion. You know what I mean? But no, yes. So you actually, it was a combined group. And you ended up winning the champion with that. Yep, absolutely. So that's how old you are, 22. So now everybody knows how old you are.
Thank you.
Now, are you still in school, or you're done school, or?
No, I didn't go to university because field I went into doesn't really require you to have a degree, and I was like, I'm not about that debt. So I went through the Prince's Trust and got a startup loan, and that's how I have my business, Dib Dab Digital. We actually specialize in showreels for like performers, like dancers, models, and that. But I am trying to get into doing martial arts showreels, because obviously like people going to stunt work and all that. So anyone needs editing, I'm free.
You're the woman. Well, you know what? After we get done, make sure we'll put your link on the Facebook if anybody needs you. And then as we get past the COVID-19, when I start getting into my movie production, I'm gonna be reaching out to you then.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, we're here today with our 18 to 29 and 30 above. She just beat everybody in both divisions. Our champion here. So Georgia, thank you so much. We're blessed to have you from the United Kingdom, and I wish you the best of luck. Stay safe during this whole COVID-19, and we'll try to stay in contact.
Thank you very much, sir. That sounds like a great thing.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Be blessed. Bye-bye.
Bye.